Alright, so before we get started, I should just put this right out here in front of you, let you all know. Because Build Divide dared me, we are going full on degenerate, waifu-loving weeb trash today. It is not my fault. They put the girls in bikinis. They spawned this on me. Now, if any of you want to bring up the question of how old the girls are, shut up. I'm trying to do a bit here, goddammit. So, yes. This week's episode of Build Divide. Actually, let's bring up last week's for a minute. Last week I brought up how it was strange that instead of attaching the wires to Sakura's brain, she attached them to her chest, and we had to spend the whole episode with Sakura's top missing a button or two as we got to see a little peek of her cleavage. Turns out, that was just the opening show. This week literally opens with naked Sakura. That's right. This isn't just they hung out at the beach all day. This is we want to make these waifus marketable, goddammit. So we got to start by putting them just nude on Front Street. This episode opens with a naked Sakura. She gets out of the bath. She goes and sees Hiyori. I guess Hiyori is staying with her? I mean, I know that Hiyori was, low on chips for a while, but, when did this start, and when was this telegraphed to the audience? But they're just together. Will this inspire Yuri? No, because all anyone cares about with card game anime is the yaoi, which we will get to. So, yeah, Hiyori then mentions how a brand new beach resort has opened, which we find out beach resorts in this world are big puddles meant to replicate the ocean in books. Alright, let's break from the joke for a minute. Let's talk about, I've brought this up before, but one of the issues I'm having with Build Divide besides Teruto, is that the kind of world building, introduction, foreshadowing hasn't been great. You had a whole bunch of crazy card game anime nonsense in the first couple episodes, only to have that great reveal that we're in a most likely a virtual computer world. I was really excited to see where that would go, and while we have done some very interesting stuff with it, rather it's with what the sister can do in this world, rather it's sort of how people then live and what the world kind of looks like, and even some of the things they said in this episode. One thing I'm sort of having is we've just now sitting on it. We're not really doing anything directly with it. It's just kind of there. So in this episode, you have all this weird shit, and we, the audience, aren't really sure how to process any of it because you haven't really done anything with it. So it's just there's the beach is a puddle, and Sakura is can have stuff passed through her, and I guess a side effect of all that is also she's cold all the time. Okay. But yeah, no, so then they convince Teruto to go with them. They go to the beach. They, of course, get Teruto to come because he sees there's bread because Teruto. They go out into the ocean where just immediately we see Sakura showing off the bikini, just looking all sexy. If we are now to talk Weeb Degeneracy, Sakura as a waifu. I think she's alright. The design is cute, it's neat, it's fun. The designs in this show seem to be based more around fun than anything else. The scarf with the school uniform has a fun look to it. Hiyori's design is also just kind of fun and bubbly. Teruto's is so emo goth it kind of goes all the way around to being fun. Same with the other guy who I wish he was in this episode. I genuinely want more of him in this. I thought they made a really fun dynamic last week. I'd like to see that continue on, especially because then when they get onto the beach after Sakura is showing the goods, we get a point of view shot down Hiyori's shirt, and then it's not just she goes into the water. We get a strip scene as she goes into the bathing suit. As far as Hiyori's cuteness goes, I don't find it particularly sexy. I mean, she's middle school age, and she kind of has that middle school age aesthetic to her, so it doesn't do a whole lot for me. And as a lover of redhead waifus, it pains me to say that just a bit, but yeah, there's just not a ton to say here. Like, she's cute, but that's about it. But also, I think that's maybe sort of the point. But yeah, no. And then Teruto is, like, lying on the thing with his hoodie on, and they're just like, aren't you hot? And he's like, this is my way. And then he brings up, Sakura, you have a neck. Those two lines to me tell me this show is 100% self-aware. They know how ridiculous this is. They know how nonsensical everyone is. They're gonna have some fun with it. God damn it. But yeah, because of heat, Teruto gives in, takes his shirt off, and is kind of just in the background for the rest of the episode. I kind of like that. The focus of this episode is Sakura and making you want to have sex with her. But yeah, no, so then we just get a couple of minutes. Oh, and I like how Teruto takes the hoodie off, and we just get, like, the nice shot of like, him shirtless. Like, if there are any women watching this, they've got you covered. Other reason the other guy should be here. I demand he be shirtless as well. I am a believer in true feminism. If you're gonna sexualize the ladies, you gotta sexualize the men equally. If we're gonna make women feel like they are constantly judged by a society that holds them up to a physical standard that is humanly obtainable, I better feel like a goddamn fat fuck every time I watch a goddamn anime. Y'all understand me? If you don't, that's kind of okay. So yeah. So then the rest of the episode is just kind of simplistic. We spend a lot of time showing off Sakura and Hiyori as sexy, which is interesting. Teruto spends most of the time, like, just going off. Sakura's inner turmoil is, like, wondering what's going on with her body. I did really like the scene when she was alone in the apartment, and she just kind of had this, like, star lamp going, and she's just kind of staring, contemplating. But again, like, we're 7 in. Presumably this was a comic relief episode to start bringing us into our final arc for the season. And it's like, I don't really have a lot of context as to what's going on here. Why can she have stuff pass through her? Why does the coldness affect her so much? What is all this? Give me some context. Like, the only thing really getting you through it is that you know that it bothers her, which is good, but I don't know to what capacity it bothers her. We don't know how often this happens to her. We don't know if she just turned the heat up, would she be fine? I don't know why I'm obsessing over the cold thing so much, but it's just kind of like, I want to develop this more. I want to know why this is happening to her, and more importantly, how bad could it get, and does she know that? These are things I wish were just conveyed to us better. But yeah, no, so then we get into our just kind of like, sort of battle of the episode. We got this beach idol chick who sings a song that they totally want you to buy on iTunes. She's got a douchebag hater, and then she's all like, me, I'm spoiled. I want a special tropical drink. Sakura's walking around like, me, they got me in a bikini, so people will hopefully make hentai of me. And they both want the drink, and they don't get it. So they gotta fight. They missed an opportunity putting, like, her and Bloom in bikini tie-in cards. We all know if Bushiroad does it, Aniplex will do it. After all, they also felt the need for a Madoka Magica set. But yeah, no, so they do the fight. I do kind of like the metaphor, the message Sakura conveys at the end, just like, you are an idol. This was your choice. You're doing this because you want to. Like, Teruto's doing this because he feels he has to. I wish we then went into more of Sakura's backstory. You could have then had her insinuate she had stuff to do, but that was about it. End of the episode. Teruto is, like, MIA because Hiyori lost him. That was funny. And as they are just saying, missing child, that was good. It ends with a woman who I don't think we've seen her before recognizing Teruto. Also, most important thing in the episode, they brought the teacher back literally to show off her giant, beautiful titties. I'm okay with that. I support that. But yeah, and then the episode just kind of stops. And, let's see. In terms of waifus showing off, I'd say this was a fine, because I think they do a good enough job on Sakura's body for me to respect what they did. In terms of in terms of just like the comic relief episode, okay. And in terms of world building, we still haven't gotten character development that is still in the wings that I'm afraid we'll just save for the last minute of the season. And just like plot of the show, I'm kind of starting to get a little wanting, just a little bit. But yeah, no, give me your thoughts on this episode below. Which of the three bodacious female bodies did you like the most? It's the teacher. If you say it's not the teacher, it's not that you're sick, you just have bad taste. Or if you just like Teruto, go for it. But yeah, tell me that below. And as always, click to like, click to subscribe, and join me next week where hopefully we can get some answers.